So this is a special message that I wrote after the recent Thanksgiving holiday. Happy Thanksgiving. Let's talk abortion. I was baffled. There I was the day before Thanksgiving, minding my own business, when I start getting alerts from social media and comment notifications from the makeasceneak.com website. More than usual. After reading the wall of comments on this recently published article, I couldn't help but take notice of certain comments. Those who supported the article's message were the majority, but those who opposed wrote the majority of the words. That's to be expected, but among some of those opposing comments was something that I found quite ironic, almost comically so. They were saying that this man's opinion about the legality of abortion was ill-informed because it was from an overtly religious perspective, and therefore should not be published. They were even threatening to pull advertising. Not that they were currently advertising or anything like that. In an attempt to squash this man's opinion, it was a shrill cacophony of confusion. Not only disagreeing, but demanding that someone else's opinion be silenced by the People's Paper. Silenced by the People's Paper. Let those words settle in. Several of these commenters went so far as to name me, the publisher of the People's Paper, as somehow responsible for what the people contribute to it, like I'm supposed to keep out the crazies. Well, that's crazy. The First Amendment is not a difficult-to-understand amendment. It covers everyone, in case we have unpopular opinions that others want silenced. It covers freedom of press for the individual. It covers freedom of speech for the person. It covers freedom of religion for everyone. It covers all of these aspects of free expression and even caps it off with the right to a redress of their grievances. Not only can we say it, print it, think it, we can also demand a response from our representatives. Now, perhaps I spend more time thinking about the First Amendment than most people. Of course, I probably do. I use it as my guiding principle both personally and professionally. I go so far as to proxy the freedom of the press for others, clearing a path for local people like you to use your freedom of press that is guaranteed to you. Honestly, I take that very seriously. It gives me a feeling of purpose that I treasure. And then some fellow that I don't know, he gets online, submits his article, and I print it. From my perspective, and considering my mandate under the First Amendment, the content of that article is irrelevant. I'm not a gatekeeper. I'm a servant. Get it? Apparently some people don't get it. So that's why I thought I should take some time to respond to clarify my goal in publishing the People's Paper, my other media company. I don't know what goes in the paper from month to month, except for a few days before print, when everyone sends in their content at the deadline. That's when we take account of what we have to work with and process that information for grammar and punctuation, and away it goes. We respect the content that we receive, and we are not journalists working for corporations. We don't create content. We don't heavily edit content. We simply present it for your consideration. We help people use their freedom of press. We are your neighbors, being neighborly and civilized, and this man chose the civilized route to express his opinion about abortion. Civilized people use words to communicate. Uncivilized people would silence words, choosing violence and force. The demands that I not publish something are baffling to me. It shows a profound ignorance of the First Amendment, especially in regards to religious opinion. That is why the First Amendment specifies religion alongside speech and, wait for it, the press. What connection could there possibly be between a printing press and all these Christians? Right, the Bible. Let's take a moment to refresh ourselves to the history of the printing press and the effect that had on the Catholic Church. Consider that it is precisely these people who were able to access the Bible for the first time because of the printing press that would eventually lead the Protestant movement that would take root here in North America. I mean, calling for religious opinion to be silenced, in the press even? It's outlandish. No, religious thought won't be censored in the People's Paper anytime soon. And that includes those less than mainstream opinions too, especially those. Honestly, as I finish up this writing, I can't help but feel a little dismayed. How did we get here, where the people would use their freedom of expression to call for that same freedom to be taken away from their neighbors? It's baffling. Thanks for listening.